Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Step Chat. For those of you that I've not had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Steve Jones. I am the executive director of the Float Convention as well as the Aloft streaming service of the Fulcrum event back in January and numerous other side projects and hustles and stuff. And there you go. And hi, good to see you. Okay, well, let's get to it, everybody. We got lots of stuff to cover tonight. Before we get too far along, though, I do want to take a moment once again to recognize the passing of our friend Barbara Stevenson. Um, for those of you that don't know Barbara or didn't know Barbara very well, Barbara was actually one of the founding Float family members. She was a very strong attendee in the earliest days. In fact, she might have been at the very first Float convention. Uh, so, Dina, we'll get to that in a second. Um, the Yeah, Barbara was a lovely lady. Barbara was very fierce. Um, she was very, again, very intelligent and very quick witted. Um, she was absolutely just a wonderful person in general. She hasn't been to the last few, so if you're fairly new to the Float family, the last one she actually attended was 2019. So, but but those of you that were long timers, you'll remember Barbara. You know her well, and she was a very, very, very active member of the Oklahoma City QBN chapter, and still well until just recently still remains so. And if you're a member of the Balloon Artists Facebook group, she's also one of the moderators there, or was one of the moderators there. Um, Barbara's family has asked that if you would like to pay tribute to her, rather than sending flowers or gifts, that she would they request that you make a donation to a local animal shelter, because apparently Barbara was very much into supporting animals. So she will be sorely missed, and we appreciate everything she's done for us in the Floativerse, and we wish her family nothing but the best during this very, very challenging time. Thank you. Okay, let's start off with our Aloft updates for everybody. Those of you that were in attendance on Tuesday during our live class with Megan Raisby, you might just now like be catching your breath. Um, Megan, to say that Megan is fierce is a heck of an understatement. Um, I the amount of energy in that woman that she puts out during the class was just fantastic. And the best part, I mean, literally just boom, 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 boom. Oh, I got that. Oh, I got this. What happened? Blah blah blah. Fantastic job though. Great content. Really good stuff for the class. Really excited. The mortarboard sculpture piece was fantastic. I mean, the Sharpie secret was worth it alone. And if you're sitting there going, "What's the Sharpie secret?" Well, I guess you're going to have to watch the video to find out. Because, yes, it's done. It's edited. Not that there was much to edit at all. And it's been sent off to the web guys to be uploaded. So hopefully this will be uploaded tomorrow, if the latest on Tuesday. And you guys will be able to check it out this week in plenty of time for graduation season to get ready. So once again, thank you to Megan. Appreciate all your time and your talent. We really, really appreciate you. Thank you. That's good news. And at the end of the class, we announced to everybody that our class for May, we're going to be joined by Sawyer. Excuse me, Charissa Sawyer. Um, Teresa is a licensed social worker who specializes in event specialists and like counseling for event people. And so she has actually created a presentation about mental health and keeping your mental health and avoiding business burnout. And May just so happens to be Mental Health Awareness Month, which I didn't even know when we booked her. So that's going to be on May 13th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are. Again, this class is absolutely free to all of our Aloft members. And of course, as always, you don't have to do anything. All you got to do is show up for class. You will get the invitation via email. You're already registered, so you don't have to do anything. Now, If you are not a member of a loft and you want to take this class, there's two ways to do it. Number one, join a loft. Again, it's $80 for 6 months. It's $120 for the year. Frankly, I think it's one of the best ROIs in this industry. I really do. I really mean that, especially with some of the stuff we're about to talk about a little later. So you can sign up and join it, and then you'll get free access like everybody else. Plus, you get free replays of what I think there's 150 pieces of content now between videos, classes, podcast episodes, and more. So, and there's even some entertainment stuff in there too. So yeah, that's available to you as a member. Now, if you don't want to join, you're the non-committal type. I get it. That's fine. You can go to the Orange Store, and Dina has been kind enough to post both these links. Look at her working on her birthday. floatconvention.com/orange store. That's floatconvention.com/orange like the color, store like the retail, or as we say in Spanish, la tienda. floatconvention.com/orange store. You can sign up right now. It's just $25. Remember, it's $25 before the class comes out. The moment that class starts, the price jumps to $50. So get it while you can. And yes, you do get a free digital download of the class after it's over if you paid the $25. So keep that in mind, okay? So there's that. So I'm very excited to having Sharissa joining us in May. Okay, now, I've been telling you guys that if you're a member of a loft, you're going to get some other privileges, not just your free unlimited streaming and all that other stuff. You are going to get actual perks at the Float Convention. Now, before we get too far along, I do want to share that a couple of these are going to overlap with Flotation Pass stuff. So like, you may get the same benefits or even more expanded benefits as a Flotation Pass member. But that fee is going to be a lot higher than your annual fee for a loft. So just keep that in mind as we get going here. There are 5 current benefits for a loft members who are registering and coming to Float 2026. First of all, we've already talked about this before. You will get early VIP access into the vendor showcase on Sunday, January 25th. The vendor showcase opens at 11 a.m. for everybody coming to Float except a loft and Flotation Pass members. You guys get in at 9 a.m. So keep that in mind. You get 2 hours of unfettered. It's like rope drop at Disney, kids. You will receive early VIP access. You will simply go to the door. They'll have your name on a sheet. You'll give your name. They'll mark you off. You go. Next up, 24-hour advanced access to general class registration. So this year, we are eliminating the ticket system. This year, we are going to be using a digital service to allow everybody to sign up. However, as a member of a loft, before everybody else starts picking their classes on Float Friday, you will be getting in on Thursday to pick your classes, which means you get a head start ahead of everybody else, because I'm telling you guys, there's classes that are going to sell out. We know this. It's going to happen. This way, you can get in to your classes. Next up, here's a benefit. There will be an exclusive Aloft member line at the registration desk at Float 2026. So if you are a member of a loft, there will be an express lane just for you. Okay? So you will not have to wait in the general lane like everybody else. There will be a special lane just for you. And this is a benefit that is not being extended to Flotation Pass holders. This is an express lane at the registration desk, and it is only for Saturday and Sunday. Okay? Well, probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There is no after Saturday or after Sunday, once everybody's checked in, there is no need for this express lane anymore. Here's a big one. If you are an Aloft member, you will be able to reserve your seat for the Designer Awards Gala. Now, it's important to note that what this says here is reserved seating. People can interpret this different ways. So allow me to clarify. What this means is you will be allowed to reserve your own personal seat at any of the open tables. We'll have a floor plan at the reg desk. You'll deal with that. Okay, this is where I want to sit. Now, keep in mind, it's only your seat. You cannot reserve other people's seats. And finally, you get a 10% discount on any and all merch that's being sold at Float in the Orange Store during the convention. So there you go. So you'll have an exclusive benefit for that as well. And there we have it. But in order to get these benefits, though, at Float, you must be a member of Aloft on or before January 5th. You cannot literally join Aloft in line at the vendor showcase and then go, look, I am a member. I'm a member. No, you got to be signed up before the benefits start kicking in. Now, I also mentioned earlier that there's another Aloft benefit to everybody. And so along this lines, let's give you the update on the Float Training Institute. The former Balloon Training Institute has been acquired by Float. You may have seen this post the other day in the Float group. This post, it is a very long post, but it explains everything that I'm about to talk about here. If you were a member of the Balloon Training Institute and you had lifetime access to a video or 2 videos or 3 videos, well, we're giving them all to you. All roughly 200 of them will be given to you free of charge as a digital download because we're not keeping them. So basically, we are extending this benefit to all of our Aloft members as well. So if you want to get any of those videos, all you got to do is be a member of Aloft if you're not already a member of the Balloon Training Institute. Okay? Everybody's going to get free access to them throughout the month of May. And so with that being said, you have until May 15th to join Aloft so that you can get access to these videos. So if you are not a member of Aloft by May 15th, you will not get access to this benefit. And again, if you would like more details, you are welcome to check out this post in the Float Facebook group. Okay, so let's talk about, in about 2 weeks, we are going to be experiencing our annual philanthropic project, 1 Million Bubbles. That'll be taking place on April 26th and 27th. For those of you that are unfamiliar, 1 Million Bubbles was a project we started during the COVID pandemic when everybody had all kinds of free time. At its peak during the COVID pandemic, during one particular effort, we had 2,100 balloon artists, or 2,200, I'm sorry, in 81 countries. The hashtag 1 Million Bubbles was trending on Easter Sunday 2020. It was one of the hottest hashtags on Easter Sunday 2020. Now, of course, obviously, people aren't nearly as free time as they were before. So we know that. We expect that. And we know that the numbers aren't going to be anywhere near that anymore. However, we still think that it's a very important effort. And so we want to continue it. And this year, we have a very special element to it that we'd like to share with you. We talked about it last week, but we'd like to share it with you officially now. So we want you to join us in Joy on April 26th and 27th. And this year's 1 Million Bubbles project is being dedicated to the memory of Olivia Delaney Chase, Stacy and Steve's beautiful daughter who left us way too soon. You sign up on the website at 1millionbubbles.org, not .com, .org. Sign up at 1millionbubbles.org, then build something. It doesn't matter what you build. Build something and then share it. Share it with your community. Share it with the digital world. Share it with both. However you want to do it. It does not need to be anything massive. You do not need to be one of those individuals that makes massive pieces. You can do something very, very simple. Put it outside in your yard for your neighbors to share. Find a local space that you're allowed to do something in, that you have permission to be in. Do something there. Take advantage of the opportunity and do press releases, right? So that you can share with other people. And this year, we ask that you please include the color pink prominently in your design to honor Olivia's memory. And remember, use the hashtags 1,000,000bubbles and angels for Olivia. Believe it or not, we have a teacher update. The board is completely done with teacher applications, but there is an update. So last week, I explained to everybody that there are 9 open spots that are available, and yet there are 21 eligible finalists in this in the running, right? So of the 21 people that are eligible, there's only 9. Well, guess what? That is no longer an accurate statement. There are now 20 eligible finalists. So your chances actually got a little bit better. One of our sponsors decided to uninvite their handpicked instructor to Float 2026. They knew that one of the people who had applied to teach at Float, already reached out to them and say, hey, if I get approved, will you sponsor me? And they said, well, yeah, if you get approved, then we would want to sponsor you. So now what they've done is they've swapped out. So one of the 21 eligible people has already been secured as now the handpicked instructor for one of the companies. Therefore, now instead of only 21 spots or 21 people, there are 20. So there you go. If you are one of the people that is approved and you've received your letter, as we have discussed, these are all the sponsors that are sponsoring teachers. These are the sponsors that have spots left. Okay. So these are the ones that you should be hitting up and saying, hey, I'm teaching at Float, or I've been approved to teach at Float, and you want to talk about something? So there you go. And this takes me to today's survey. For those of you that remember, we started doing a survey every Sunday in the Float Facebook group pertaining to that we're going to talk about tonight. Today's survey was, what is the number one reason why you want to go to Float? Almost 70%. At last check, it was like 68, 69% of the Float attendees say the number one reason why they're coming to the convention is the quality of the classes. This is why we are trying to be way more focused on the quality of what's being presented, as opposed to just, we need a body here, teach this. That's why when people reach out to us and say, well, what do you still need to be taught? That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. And that's not what we're going to do. So I think today's survey really pointed out. I know that some of you were kind of mad that you didn't get a second choice or a third choice, but the idea was we wanted to know the real reason, the number one reason. And knowing this just completely justifies why we are doing this the way we're doing it. So thank you all for taking the time to answer today's survey. All right. We got us a new vendor, folks. A brand new vendor joined the mix on Wednesday, and let's give it up to our friends at Balloonia. They're not sponsoring teachers this year, but they are coming to the vendor showcase. So yay, very, very excited to have our friends at Balloonia back from Spain. They are going to be joining us along with a bunch of other people. And as of right now, I know some of you are wondering, we are up to 88 booths. But thank you to our friends at Balloonia for coming to, once again, coming to Float. Something else happened last week. The fashion show, applications for our fashion show opened up. And as a reminder, what you need to know is you submit no more than 5 pictures. You don't sell collages. If you're selected to be sponsored, you'll get a comp registration to Float 2026. If you're not selected to be sponsored, you can still self-sponsor yourself for the fashion show. It just means that you don't get a free ride, you don't get free access to a dress form, that kind of thing. And of course, sponsorships do not include your family or crew or personal assistants or whatever. There's been a lot of buzz about this. Well, guess how many people have actually applied so far? None. Nobody has applied yet for the fashion show. Now, do I expect this to stay the same? No, I do not. If you'd like to be sponsored to be in the show, you should fill out the application, try it out. But see, what's going to happen is in June, the whole sponsorship package comes out. Like the actual event sponsorship package comes out. Right now, what's come out, the educational sponsorships have come out, the vendor showcases come out. Now the rest comes out. So, like, decor comes out, contests come out, competition stuff comes out. All that stuff is coming out, starting in June. Digital sponsorships come out. All kinds of new sponsorships that we've never had before at Float are coming out. There you go. So if you're interested in signing up, go to the website at floatconvention.com, and it's the activities schedule page. Let's keep it moving, folks. Well, in the world of the Float Network, a couple things coming up for you. First of all, on Wednesday, April 30th, the ladies of Working Wonders are coming back to join us once again. Ronnie, Lisa, Debbie, and Crystal will be back on Wednesday, April 30th, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are. And of course, every Tuesday night, like clockwork, will be the one and only Lisa McIntyre with Kick It Back with Lisa Mac, our virtual happy hour. Lisa McIntyre will be joining us live 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's right. Whatever the hell time it is where you are. For those of you unfamiliar, this is like our virtual happy hour. Every week, Lisa hosts a live Zoom call right here on this page, the Float Facebook page. It is streamed for an hour live, and then after it goes off live, they go into what's called after party mode. And the call keeps going until it ends. Sometimes it's a couple hours. Sometimes it goes into the wee hours of the morning. But yeah, so there's that. You're welcome to join. You can join the call live if you want. The link is posted in the Float Facebook group. So if you want to be actually on the actual live call itself, you can do that. Or if you just want to leave comments in the Float Facebook page, you can do that too, and just watch live while everybody else is hanging out. Either way, whatever works. And if you're one of those folks who is very new to Float and you would like to make some friends before you get to the convention, this is a great way to do it because everybody's invited to be on the call. You don't have to wait for an invitation. You can join in. Everybody is welcome to be on the call. Every Tuesday night with Lisa McIntyre live here in the Float Facebook page. And with that, everybody, that takes me, to the end of tonight's episode of Step Chat. Let's everybody see you. There's Murphy. It's Murphy. Look, that's you. And then he barely squeaked the ball. That's so funny. He's really not feeling good if he didn't squeak that ball tonight. I need a kicking back during school hours. Natasha, it's funny you mentioned that because I know that she's actually planning a couple. One of the things that Lisa mentioned to me a couple weeks ago was the fact that she felt really bad for the internationals. Because a lot of the folks that live in other countries, Kick It Back with Lisa Mac is being broadcast at like 2 a.m. And so she thought it would be nice every once in a while to do like a UK version of Kick It Back where it's scheduled at like 10 a.m. or something, or maybe a German episode or maybe whatever, which I think is wonderful. It's very inviting. I'm very excited though. There's a couple of things that I think we're going to add to the convention. We're trying to come up with stuff that's not going to cost you any more money. Love the bowling party idea. Thank you. The Tuesday night competition, that was Jill's idea. We still haven't, Jill Shortreed, by the way, from Anagram. We still have not yet concluded about the Thursday after party concept, but there's enough space at the hotel that we have reserved that day that we could do it, that we can pull it off. And I did run it by a couple of the core staff, and the overall consensus was this is something we could do without overtaxing the staff. So in that regard, I have a feeling we'll be announcing the official after party fairly soon. Yeah, oh, there we go. It's me with the random questions. Does the fashion show have to be addressed? So we've been going back and forth on this. For this time, yes. Because you're thinking costume. Am I right? Is that what you're thinking about? In the past, like at Float, you saw people come up on stage and they walked around on stage and they went back. It is my intention this year to make the fashion show way more accessible, so to speak. So the idea here is it is our intention. I don't know if it's going to work or not yet. We're still working on it. I got to work out some details on this. But one of the things that we are looking to do is actually have the models come up on the stage, come off the stage, go through the room, step up to a secondary platform, come back down the secondary platform, and then go back to the front in a dimly lit kind of situation. Costumes historically are very challenging to move around in. And I swear to God, I ran the competition series at Twist and Shout for 3 or 4 conventions. And I had a God blessed heart attack every time the costume contest took place because we are literally standing there, like physically almost moving people's feet to get them on the stage and then terrified that they're going to miss. And God bless it, it happened once. There was a year where someone literally went off the stage because they couldn't see where they were. Because the problem is, you got this big spotlight in your face, you can't see down here. And they literally went off the stage. Thankfully, the person was fine, everything was okay. But you can understand why we don't want to put people at risk. And again, some people think that in order to be a better dress, I got to make it bigger. I got to make it bigger. My dress has to be bigger. No, it doesn't. It just has to be good, right? And remember, this is not a competition. So we're not necessarily so costumes this time, probably not. We may look into it for the future, but short answer right now is no. Or again, we might try to work up something else that we can do for fun. Guys, thank you all very much for being here tonight. I appreciate you. I really do appreciate you because I am very well aware that you guys could be doing other things with your life than sitting around watching me and a dog talk to you. But thank you. It means a tremendous lot to me. It really does. To welcome me into your home and into your lives the way you do. I really value it. And I really appreciate it. Thank you all very much. We'll see you next week right here on The Step. Have a good one.